So, just wanted to do like an update video on the plants and fish tanks and stuff since I haven't posted a video in a while, and maybe there's family and friends who are interested who haven't seen us in a while. So, first we're going to start with these plants here. We bought a pomegranate and a fig, both of which are semi-hardy, but I brought them in anyways, and hopefully in the summer we can get some pomegranates and figs. I got some stevia that we started from seed. This is the natural sweetener, and the leaves, you can just eat them and they taste like sugar, so that's kind of cool. Buddhist pine, which I'm hoping to turn into a bonsai in like 20 years or something. Elephant ear, which is cool, and crown of thorns. So we kind of shrank the houseplant collection, or general houseplants, down a bit. There's still the orchids, which I'm working on setting up an automatic misting system that is spraying big droplets to water like this staghorn fern and just orchids in general. And overall the orchids are doing pretty well. They stayed outside a bit too long, and I actually lost one from freezing or just getting too cold, I guess. And a lot of them lost their leaves, the phalaenopsis, which are warmer. But there's a lot of spikes, flower spikes coming in now, so that's good. There is one blooming here, a cattleya, and there was a cattleya blooming earlier. So that's fun. I got the automatic irrigation system hooked up now. So that's what all these little lines are running around, and those are very slow drips running off of this big pump right here. And yeah, hoping to hook that up today for the first time to see if it all works. Humidifier and heater are still in there. Those are all automatically controlled. Yeah, we got fruit flies for our dirt frog that she eats, and I've got so many now I think I'm going to start feeding them to the fish for a little extra protein. I also set up our 20-gallon long tank with kind of a cave type aquascape, and it's kind of hard to see, but it's got a space back in there for fish to seek refuge and hang out. There's also a little bonsai tree, which was an old apple, like tiny apple sapling. And yeah, I've got a few different aquatic plants in there. And the hope is that I can get this tank aged and get some German blue rams. Suggest Googling them because they're super cool. In here, and they like it really warm, so I'll have this tank at about 80 degrees, and then hopefully that'll kind of heat and humidify the rest of the orchidarium, and you know, have a little bit of thermal capacity for keeping everything nice and warm. So moving on to the shrimp tank. These are not the shrimp that you eat. These are decorative shrimp. And it's got a lot of algae, and that's because they had babies, a lot of babies. They're super small. All those kind of little white dot things you can see there, those are the shrimp babies. And so they feed off of algae and bacteria, so it's kind of good to generally keep it a little on the filthy side. As long as the there's not too much food and nitrogen and stuff. And we got snails in there. These big snails off to the top left here, those are mystery snails, and those had babies. And so now there's little tiny mystery snails all over the place too. They're quite small, but yeah, there's one. So this tank is doing pretty well. It'll be exciting. Maybe even be able to sell or trade in some of the snails and shrimp. Moving on to our dart frog tank, or the vivarium. This is our dart frog, Deb. Her name is Deb, and she has that yellow and black on her back, and blue legs and underneath. So it's a really pretty frog, and she eats only live insects, small insects like fruit flies and bean beetles and stuff like that. And we like to keep it really nice and humid. It's probably 90% plus humidity in there. Nice 70-some degrees. So it's very jungle-esque. There's English ivy in there. There's actually a terrestrial orchid in there, some bromeliad, some mosses, and yeah, we've even got a little pool down below for her. That has a pump in it that circulates up and drips water. Yeah, down below there, that's where the water tank is, and then that circulates up. So she just kind of hops around and has fun. We did have 2 males with her before, but they passed away, unfortunately. So right now she's by herself. Maybe we'll get her some new companions. I don't know. Yeah, so let's move downstairs and look at our other fish tanks. So this is the 20-gallon, which right now has guppy fry in it, little guppy babies. And I just kind of wanted to separate them so that the adults don't eat them. I also have a few shrimp in here that seem to have been able to survive and populate in the kind of dense planting.
There's one in the background floating, like center, up top there.
So, yeah. It's kind of a cool tank. I think right now, maybe the prettiest tank that we have, just because it's a lot more established. There's some cool grass that kind of covers the bottom, and different reddish plants that are doing well. Those just have little LED bulbs, so not much